Well, do you want to introduce us?
Okay, fine. To this, I will say, welcome to episode 224 of the Cracked Brain podcast. Uh, I'm fucking train. All right. I
Toot
am your.
toot.
Don't start. I am your host, Stephan. Joining me today. I'm just going to just blast through and introduce them because it's been that kind of day. On the top of my screen with the many pictures behind him, we've got Brandon. And then down at the lower part of my screen, you've got Mason looking very, very warm.
Hi.
Dude, I got one of those sweaters for Christmas and I love it.
They're pretty nice.
It's like a sweater blanket. So mine's plaid. It's really nice. But no,
Yeah.
going on the 90s. So, Scream, we've had Scream 5, Scream 6 come back from the 90s. They're absolutely a blast. They've brought back the cast from the 90s. So,
Sure.
what they're doing now, I Know What You Did Last Summer, is getting another movie. So, if you guys know anything about that, that's Freddie Prinze Jr., Jennifer Love Hewitt, a few other 90s stars that you would recognize. And it came out around the same time as Scream. If you don't know about it, is good movie. Go see it. It's they're driving. They hit a person crossing the road. They think they killed them, and they throw them into the water. Later on, he comes back for revenge, and people are dying, and he kills people in a raincoat, and he's got a hook. So it's 90s.
Wait, that's Scream?
No, this is I Know What You Did
I know what
Last
you did
Summer.
last summer.
Oh.
So he leaves
sorry.
notes
Go
that
ahead.
say, "I know what you did last summer," which was
Gotcha.
It's the body and whatnot. So they had a sequel, and then they had another sequel that went direct to DVD, and a lot of people don't really count it as part of the thing. So they're making another one with Freddie Prinze and Hewitt, and but they're not sure if it's going to be a sequel to the first movie or to the second movie. Yeah, that was a pretty loud horn. Do you have a window open, Stephan?
No, I don't. I don't. That's how close I am to the train tracks.
I've never heard him that loud. But with that, it's being directed by co-writer of Thor: Love and Thunder.
Wait, which one was that? Was that the second Thor movie?
No, that was Dark World. It was.
That's the
last
Antler
one
lady?
it was the one that just came out a year ago.
Was that Antler Lady or was that something Ragnarok?
Ragnarok was antlers.
I saw that one.
Thor: Love and Thunder is where I'm not going to get into it. A
lot of people didn't like it, but it had
Zeus
in it. It had Zeus in it.
Okay, yeah, I definitely didn't see it.
It's on Disney
I feel like
Plus.
I would remember Zeus.
It was it wasn't my jam, It was orange jam, and I was craving raspberry at the time,
I fucking knew you were about to actually make a jam or preservatives kind of joke. Like, in the back of my mind, I was sitting there weighing in my own little jam comment, but quickly dismissing it because I'm like, don't worry, Brandon will pick up the slack. And you did, and I'm not happy about that.
Because, how many times have I watched Spaceballs? Quite a bit. Way more than I've seen The Last Jedi. That's for sure.
I thought Brandon was going to say something like, it wasn't my jam, but it was Stephan's peanut butter. Something like that. I thought that's where it was going.
I don't put jam on my peanut butter. I'm one of those, I do peanut butter and honey, which is great. So if you have allergies in the summer, eat a lot of honey. And local honey specifically, yes. Because the bees gather the pollen and everything from around and make it into the honey, so you have a little bit of a resistance from all the local pollen.
The more you know.
Come on, Brandon's tips that you don't believe.
I believe it. I even know that one to be true. Okay, so I'm not going to fight that one. I'm going to keep on eating my cauliflower while you keep on talking about 90s horror that I won't watch.
So, and if you don't know, if you haven't really going back on I Know What You Did Last Summer, if you've seen Scary Movie, the preference is a mix of Scream and I Know What You Did Last Summer. Even though mostly everyone's like thinks of Scream, but the whole presence, they hit someone, they toss in the river, and the lady, being killed. Oh, Mason, here's the fly.
Brandon,
Yo,
you meant to say premise,
what did I say?
preference, and then presence.
You know what? Words are not my thing, never will be. But you got the point across. So
It's because
backtrack
I
that.
speak Brandon.
Yeah, he knows me long enough. He could just finish my sentences. We're a
You-
total couple.
Sorry, if you hear crying and screaming,
That's
it
my
might
soul.
be.
I was gonna say that someone got hit by the train.
No, it's my 4-year-old nephew has a really bad fever right now. So he was just sleeping on the couch, and I have the feeling he woke up.
Yeah, I've been sick ever since I got back from Texas with a cold, and I haven't had a fever. But the guy I roomed with, he had a fever afterwards. I was like, today after I got home from work, I felt really cold, like I had a fever. And then I took the nap and felt worse afterwards. And I was like, I hope not. Like I
Might have
did go
caught
see
the
the
vid.
doctor. No. I went and saw the doctor last Friday, and he's like, it's just a cold, and he's like, the colds now are lasting for like a week or more.
Yeah.
I've heard that too. Last time I
So
got the code not too long ago, doctor was like, "This
yeah,
might be worse than the other thing, so
yeah,
buckle in."
yeah. He's just like, it's just a cold, and they're not too worried about the code. But it kind of sucks because I'm like, I want to get better. I want to be good for Texas, not Texas,
Vegas,
Vegas.
you're fucking up left and right, bud.
See, this nap was terrible.
Okay, Brendan.
Yes,
Going back to the previous, the previous
I know what you did last
conversation.
summer, or the baby crying.
No, I know what you did last summer, kind of.
Okay.
Are you a fan of? Oh, like it seems like everything from the '90s is starting to come back. Like
Well,
shut up real quick. Shut up. All right, we're getting all the horror stuff coming back.
yeah.
We're getting certain shows that are actually really beloved. Okay, it's like we are like last year we got back not only Ren and Stimpy, but we got Beavis and Butthead.
Walker, Texas Ranger came back a couple years ago.
Apparently, we had Walker, Texas Ranger. Okay, next we'll have what's her bucket, the medicine woman. Okay, we'll
That was
have
filmed
that
here
back.
in Utah.
Yeah,
Actually, you can't. No, because like that was held in like what, I don't know, early 1900s, late 1800s, and they've got Yellowstone 1883 or all that stuff for it. So if they're going to the past, they all want it to be shoot 'em up things. So
Okay,
Dr. Quinn is off the
wait.
table.
Slow the fuck down. You realize
Yeah, I didn't follow
Yellowstone
any
is
of that.
not in the past, right?
well, the Yellowstone prequel, whatever. I've never seen Yellowstone. They have some spin-off, and it's what, 1883.
I don't know.
I don't know. It's
I don't.
not on my
I don't
to-do
watch
list.
Yellowstone, but I'm about to because it got me intrigued in one episode. Anyway, what I'm basically stating is the fact that there's so much of '90s that is now coming back that part of me started trying to remember what like during my time over as a youth in the '90s. I remember there being a slight fascination with the '80s for a little bit,
Just a
but
little
not
bit.
much.
Maybe
I don't-
more of the music.
Maybe. I mean, it's like it also wasn't nearly as removed. Where it's like, okay, the '90s jumping back over to the '80s is a single decade. It's like the 2020s. That's right, I said 2020s, Brandon. Jumping back over to the '90s is almost a 30-year gap. What the hell? Okay,
Yeah.
and I'm telling you right now, like it's something where I'm assuming that this is going to die out relatively soon.
Yeah. Who knows? You know, that's the thing. That's what my TikTok is all covered with, is just 90s. And as I'm getting closer to 40, you know, it's just making it worse and worse. And not to mention, you know, they're having a Power Rangers reunion with some of the original.
Okay, but here's what I will say with this, like with Power Rangers, is Power Rangers didn't necessarily go away. It just had different forms, and then they did callback stuff periodically. So at least when it comes over to Power Rangers, or or anything like that, it's almost like, okay, I get it, I can understand. I'm not mad at that. It's stuff that's been gone for over a decade that is now coming back, and it's like, why? We were cool without this.
Oh yeah, it's
and
like,
and it's like the first, it was like the first time that now all of a sudden, it's like rollerblading was the redheaded stepchild of all kinds of, like, I guess you'd say, like, alternative transportation or some crud like that. Now that it's coming back in some form, and so are Gene
rollerblading's
Code
coming back.
jeans. It is. It is.
Yeah.
I had a teenager that I coach ask me, like, man, do you know this thing with, like, roller blades? I'm like, yeah, I still have some. It's like, oh my God, no way. And I'm like, why are we talking about this? This was never cool. I had them because I enjoyed them. Okay. I didn't get made fun of because of them, because I put people down on the ground. Okay. But it's still something where, like, I never was trying to sit there and, and impress anyone because I had some K2s. All right. I just went about my business.
See,
So.
me in my area, everyone went rollerblading at classic skating rink every weekend. That was the thing. You would do that. They're like, hey, let's go, rollerblading, blah, blah, blah. I got my new blades. Oh, those are so cool. They're not laced. They've got the little ratchet thing, like on ski boots. That's so wicked. Well,
You
you didn't say
start
wicked.
you start doing the glow in the dark wheels. Okay, it's not that they lit up. We ours didn't light up for a while, but I remember glow in the dark wheels was a thing.
Oh, they
And
had
people telling you, like, dude,
speed holes.
this is the way that you go and you make your bearings super awesome. Okay, it'll make them super quick. All right, I remember some of those tricks. Some of them worked. A lot of them didn't.
Well, I caught on the Healy bus, or I never did the rollerblade bus because I was more
Heelys
like
are more 2000s.
well, yeah, because I was more of a 2000s, like everything before 2012. That was kind of more my.
Well,
Yeah, the 90s.
But we would go to the roller skate ranks and everything. We would just wear Heelys and not rent the rollers.
I just look at this whole thing and going, like, okay, 90s era stuff coming back. It's not that I'm fighting it. It's not that I'm necessarily pissed off at it. I'm just sitting here looking at some things going, like, happy about that. Do we really need that? Like, again,
Yeah.
I'm not a horror movie person, so thus any horror movie trying to come back in any fashion, I will look at and go, why? We don't need it. We don't need it.
Love to see the skulls come back.
Who, what, where now?
The skulls. It had.
You said that. I don't know what that is.
It was a thriller type movie from the 90s. It had Paul Walker and
was that the secret society one over in like in a college?
Yep.
Heck yeah. Okay. Now
that was a good one.
I say that was more thriller than it was horror.
Yeah, but thriller. It was. I've got it. It's one of my top 10 movies. I actually haven't watched it in a while.
Yeah, that one was dope. I like that. All right. And again, thrillers, and see, that's where the whole 90s thing, if it comes back in that kind of realm, I'm totally cool with it, because the 90s and early 2000s were awesome for great thrillers. All right. It was, like, so amazing. All right. If we can go back to that as well, I'll be so freaking happy.
See, like
So happy.
some of these thrillers would not work out in today's society. Like if you
Hell
remade
no.
the Skulls, I don't see how it could work because technology has come so far, like cell phones and all that stuff was the big premise, because a lot of these thrillers or things like that is people were alone and couldn't not communicate because cell phones did not exist. They had to have an actual camera to take pictures of stuff, not just their cell phone. It was so many different things that went on, and it's about a secret society for a couple hundred years about the influence of America, and yeah.
Oh.
Go ahead.
So I was just gonna say, and you can only play the whole "my phone died" trope so many times.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead.
That was the thing, is like, trying to figure out, like with Scream 5, it's like cell phones now, they figured a way around it, and I don't think you can really play with it all that much. And that's the thing is, even pagers, you could still, when pagers was around, you could get a page and not kind of know what was going on still, but cell phones really throw a wrench into a lot of these remakes.
Okay, but I mean, again, you go with updated technology. Yes, cell phones throw a lot of that outside, but if you have good writers and a good creative team, you can get away with that. I mean, imagine if all of a sudden it was more secret messaging through like NFTs. Okay.
Just don't bring in the NFTs.
I'm just saying, but it's one of those where it's like you could go and easily go and start doing something based off of that. Where it's like you have this volatile, again, we're not going to get into it, but it's like there are ways to go and update and modernize some of these remakes. Again, I look at everything and go like, okay, I'm way past the whole like we're done having new ideas, because like sometimes it's not about having new ideas, sometimes it's not about just copying old premises, sometimes it's literally just taking something old and then putting a slight little bit of a twist on it, and it's like, okay, you know what, yes, the story's been told before. How many times have we seen Hamlet in some fashion? I mean, fucking Lion King. Okay,
Lion King, Simba,
yeah,
Do Not Disturb.
exactly. So it's one of those where it's like you've seen the same stories for a while, but after, like, if it's told in a very intriguing way, why not? Let's go and do this. Let's jump down this particular rabbit hole. So it's like, again, I bring all that up because I'm not necessarily saying like, these young people don't know the 90s and how dare it. It's like, no, I hold no reverence for the 90s, all right? It was just a time when I was a kid. I had some good times. I had some shit times. Regardless, like, I'm looking at the whole thing just going like, okay, some stuff we can go and bring back, but let's not idealize the 90s. There was some still stupid shit going on. Like, if someone comes over to me and says like, let's play Pogs, as much as I enjoyed Pogs back then, I don't need to play Pogs. You're not gonna sit there and be like, dude, I'm gonna tell you right now, like, I got some shit on my phone that's way more entertaining. Like, TikTok alone kicks the shit out of Pogs. All right.
I just threw away my Pogs last week.
You don't have bottle?
I just threw them away.
Am I supposed
Finally.
to be pissed?
No, I'm just like, I finally threw them away. I'm like, I don't need these. What am I going to do with this cardboard?
You don't need them. You're going to take that slammer and look at some little 14-year-old kid acting a fool down the street and try to flick him in the head with it. Hopefully it's a metal one. All right. Cause brain damage. But, like, I don't know. It's just, I'm looking over at things. I'm trying to figure out, like, okay, if the moment my kids start telling me, like, they need some goddamn Jinko jeans or some other bull crap that I had, or, like, they need those, like, god-awful flame overshirts that were a little bit too big, that every prick in America started, thought like, again, I had one, thought it was cool as shit. It was horrible. It was bad. Okay. Go ahead.
I had a puka shell necklace.
Fucking puka
Those
shell.
can stay back there.
puka
Those,
shell
unless you're
necklaces.
on the coast, okay?
You don't. No. You don't need them even if you're on the coast. All right, I'm telling you right now. Like, if I see a puka shell necklace, and like under any circumstance, I am going to look at you funny. I don't care if you're from Hawaii or some other island type thing and whatnot. I'm still gonna look at you, be like, fucking really? Like, I mean, we didn't need this anymore. We really didn't. So unless that has emotional, like some sort of emotional attachment or like family history to it, fucking take it off. All right. The first time I swear to God, if I
Ooh.
see him over in Utah, I'm slapping someone.
I'm gonna order you some.
No, don't. We just went over how irritated I am over this.
You
We
won't
don't
know
need
it's
to do
from
this.
me.
Mm-mm. Mm.
I was an early 2000s kid, but with my divorced parents, one side of my family like kind of stayed in the 90s. So the only stuff I know about it is what was essentially 90s leftovers from when I was a kid. And it wasn't super much. I mean, I had one of those computers where you had to like code in to get the games on floppy disks and CDs and stuff. I played that quite a bit where you had to
Code
like
in.
yeah, you remember where it would like you'd
MS
have to like
prompt.
Yeah,
MS command prompt.
you use your command prompt and you had to go and use
yeah.
your executive function and yeah.
Hmm.
Some of us remember this because
That's how we
reasons.
played Doom and Quake.
Hmm.
Nah, dude, Dune 2000, Day of the Tentacle, Road Rash, fucking Road Rash. God, I miss
Oh,
that game.
dude, always
Such a
got
good game.
the chain.
Heck yeah, dude.
You didn't know Road Rash? You were on a bike in a race, and you had a melee weapon, and it was completely BS because everyone was like 5 times faster than you.
Dude, like the first couple of races, you'd always be like, I can get this, and then all of a sudden you just get hosed. The part that always used to drive me fucking insane was always okay. So do you remember over with that, like how in between races you'd get those semi like the lifestyle artistic renderings and stuff like that? I got whooped one times for because it was like a half naked woman and my dad rounds the corner, he's like, what are you? And I'm like, Dad, this is the game that you got me, this is the game no it isn't, pop. All right, what whop me so doggone bad, and then my brother comes around and is like, Dad, that is the game that you got us, so like yeah. And I'm just sitting there like, he explains it and it's fine. I'm the younger one and I get like the back of my head lit on fire. What's the it was a whole thing.
The back of my head lit on fire.
Yeah, Cruising USA had that part too.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't get whooped for that. I could play Cruising USA and beat the game. Road Rash.
I think I did beat most of the tournament style ones because I had nothing else going on for a long time.
I'm looking up Road Rash pictures. This looks great. I'm sad
So-
I
Well, they
missed
did
this.
a remake back in the 2000s, so
Yeah,
I don't even think it was even close to the original. I think they just took the name and that was it.
probably.
Stefan, was the girl like blonde with sunglasses and big red lips,
Probably.
like a pink drink? I think I see the
I mean,
pictures.
There's
probably.
multiple women.
There were
they changed
there were so
outfits.
many women. I'm gonna tell you right now, like there's a reason why I felt funny after playing that game a couple of times, just going like, something is going on with me, and yeah,
Bible boners.
that was fucking dude. That was the start of it all. No,
That's
yeah,
funny.
that's just kind of what I kind of felt with that. How switching to a different thing. How are y'all doing as we get closer to Level Up and Isekai Con? Like, how y'all doing?
Oh dang. Okay, sorry. I'll turn off Road Rash
Good.
pictures.
I tried on my cosplays to make sure they fit. They fit. I'm just gonna need for my muscle suit and my Omni Man. I'm gonna need help getting zipped in, like I always do.
I can help you with that.
Yeah,
Yay.
because I was really curious because since I've been going back to the gym, my goal was to lose weight. I've been gaining,
Yeah, but it's like you
but
realize that if you gain, like again, you gain weight, but as long as it's muscle and
oh
things are being like things are
yeah,
getting
it's
tight
muscle.
again, you're good.
Yeah, and I took my measurements for a new cosplay, and my chest is 2 inches bigger, actually
See,
3 inches bigger than I thought it would be. And I was like, wow. And so I am 195, and it's a lot of it's muscle now. And I'm like, holy crap. I've never
yeah.
thought I'd be like this. And so I'm like, I'm going to hit 200 pounds. I'm definitely, dad bodying it, but it's pure, or not pure muscle, but it's a lot of muscle covered in fat.
I got a question for you because
I got an answer.
I've also been working out, not nearly as long as you, so I'm still I'm still at the like the beginning stages of working out again,
Yeah.
dude. Even despite the whole like having more of the dad bod muscle part, I get what you're saying as far as the like okay, like stuff is getting not only stronger but like bigger in ways of just like that didn't used to happen. Okay, like
Yeah.
I never had a good chest, like especially
Same.
the exterior pec muscles. I could almost
The
never grow
interior.
them. Okay, no,
I never had the interior.
yes, I'm still having trouble with the interior right now, but the
Mm-hmm.
exterior, like as I sit here and fondle myself right now, like there's muscle there, and I've only really been working out for maybe about 2 weeks now, so like yeah, that's creepy as fuck. Um, but yeah, it's one of those where like I'm really looking forward to like my whole goal is by August I want to be that's where I want to actually have the body type that I'm shooting for. So I'm giving myself 6 months to actually like it's not six pack, but it is like you will see abs. And
Oh
like
yeah.
I want my shoulders even a little bit bigger than they are, and I want my fucking chest because like okay like dude like yes I'm happy with this, but I want this like this is also what I want. So it's like yeah, that doesn't.
Actually, it's actually a
I
curl.
was about to say, like, it's a
It's
curl.
a curl. So no, literally, I'll do this like between reps. I'll do like maybe. Well, I used to do 10 pound weights. I'm at 5 pound now. But you just like sit on a bench. I can't really see it, and you just got your elbow on your leg, and you're just curling with just your wrist,
Yeah,
and you do things like that, and that's how you work that out.
yeah.
Um,
It's like, and I wind up going both ways. So it's like I'm coming in, then I'll start going out, and then I'll actually like over at the gym, I can actually sit there and do alternating and whatnot. And then another one is like actually being in a press up, a push up position with your hands like this, and you're basically just on your fingertips, and you're literally just pressing like this. It cuts this up so
ooh,
freaking well. And like it's
ooh.
not much of a movement, but as soon as you do it, like the back of your hand all the way up over here start getting it and like it will give you a crunching grip.
It's
So
like, can you even pull up? Get a drink afterwards.
eh,
Like
first
drink
couple
your
of times
water and everything.
first couple
That
of times no.
sounds vicious.
Yeah, it's a thing, but honestly like I'm so before I would do an equal amount of calisthenics as well as weights. Now I'm doing nothing but like resistance and weight training and
Yeah, you get that wrist.
a little
You
bit
got
of
that band, don't
calisthenics.
you?
Dude,
When you got that band.
the bands are actually really good, dude. Like I'm planning on bringing them over to Vegas. You got to try them out. It's good stuff.
I'll try it, and then I'm gonna probably get slapped in the face with them. See,
Mm.
like I'm too scared of that, and then I'm like, I don't want to do that.
It's difficult. As long as you're not a complete moron, it's actually difficult. Nah, I got faith in you. I got faith
Did
in you.
don't you need to drill those into the wall?
No. No,
Well,
you
even with
put
that, that'd be worse.
no, so like the ones that I have, you put them in the door, like in the actual hinge of the door frame, but you have to put it right at the actual hinge, so that way it's at part of the strongest part of a door. That part makes it so much easier to be able to go and use, and you're working like with the actual closing motion of the door. So for the most part, you don't have to really worry about the little like knob flinging off or anything like that. And I am so hyper aware of like the conditions of the bands and the doggone little like little retaining piece of Kevlar or whatnot, that I'm just like, the moment I get even a subtle rip in one of them, it's like, nope, not doing it.
I'll give it a try. I don't really work out, but
yeah,
but
I should.
I don't want to be missing any workouts while I'm in Vegas, so
I should be working out.
it's just everyone kind of needs to work a little bit more. Like the general public just needs to do something a little bit more, even if it's a walk. Like you lift your cinder blocks and whatnot. That's a pretty good workout.
Oh, thanks.
So like it's what I had at some of my jobs is you're lifting all the time, moving stuff. Like you load people up. That's pretty heavy. It's the same repetitive motion. Maybe you need to work on different muscles when you're not at work, or even just do cardio. Like everyone should be doing cardio. Period.
Right.
Yeah. Well, and it's like you have to, like, even on that, you have to do the kind of cardio that works for you. Again, my cardio, the best cardio for me is usually swimming or getting on a bike. Now, I went and I did go swimming last week. It was tremendous. I loved it. It was great. Go ahead.
I'm gonna grab my track and field watch real quick to tell you guys how many steps I got today.
Fantastic. So it's like I've got fuck, Brandon, you missed it. That thing that he's wearing looks like a robe. Like, yeah, but at least yours is flannel. Like, I'll give you a little bit of credence with the flannel, but goddamn, dude, like, I'm shutting up.
Dude, it's one of the cool. Yeah, that's how long it is on me.
Dude,
they're so comfy. And there's a front pocket right there.
Mason, you're at slight old mama moo type fashion.
No, you have no idea how comfortable they are.
I know.
You've seen them. I've been wearing these in the podcast when I got them.
Look,
and they're just warm.
Look, all right. I'm not saying that they're not comfortable. I'm not saying that they're not warm. I'm just giving you shit about how they look. But outside of that, that's the only thing I can give you shit with. I'm telling you right now.
Just mad at the color. What do you have against blue?
No. Not mad at the color. All right. I love blue. Okay. Just mad at the look. All right. But I'm telling you right now, if I had one, I'd be wearing it just as much as y'all. And I'd be still cracking myself down at the same time.
It's a good company because he made I think some of them, I can't remember what it is, but he does donate to a charity for part of the sales. And like he made they're one size. And for me, every time I'm sitting down,
they're one size. They're fucking tent. That's the size.
Big,
tent size. Yeah.
So every time I'm sitting down, I have a blanket on me or something because I'm crazy.
I'm pretty sure I've had tents that were smaller than this.
You're
in my camping days.
You're not making this any better, Mason. You need to stop. You absolutely need to stop.
I was just gonna say I got 16,200 steps today.
That's rad, dude.
And that's a low. I usually get about 20.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what we'll get at Vegas.
So goddamn much. Okay, all right. Let's also point this out. Okay, so when we go to Vegas, okay. As much as I know we're going to be doing the con,
tips.
Fucking why not?
Go Power Rangers.
Don't.
No, you're thinking of Captain Planet when they do that. They don't do that in Power Rangers. Maybe in medieval times they joust. But Power Rangers doesn't do this.
Transformers, roll out.
I hate you both right now.
Speaking back in the 90s too, the next Transformers movie is Beast Wars themed. So yeah, okay, going back to Vegas.
Okay, sorry. Go ahead, Stephan.
Okay. Going back over to fuck. I'm so irritated.
Vegas was popular in the 90s. They're kind of more stuck in the 70s. The whole theme is 70s theme.
Okay. Now, speaking of our trip over to Vegas, okay, it's one of those where like of us three and whatnot, not to say that we're going to be the only single ones, because honestly, we're not. I think the only one there's Mason that's actually in a fully committed relationship and all that kind of stuff, and I'm in a weird thing. So yeah, it's a thing.
I'm pretty sure everyone is single on CB. Maybe
Caden's married.
Caden's married.
Except Caden. Yeah, but he's a polymorph.
So
What's
he's
the
like
term?
1.5. Is that what we're saying?
Yeah, something.
He
still has one up on everyone else.
That's true.
Look, okay, as someone that is also now in a kind of open relationship, it's a thing.
You're at the 0.5.
I am at the point. It's a weird thing. Anyway, I'm sitting over here now realizing this. If my current mood persists up until late next week, I need you guys to help keep me in check. And part of that keeping me in check is going to be, don't let me punch anybody. All right, like I am so increasingly fighty, it's not even funny.
I need to work on my dodge.
No, you guys are fine. Like Brandon, even as much as there are some times that like you irritate the fuck out of me, I'd still love you so much. All right,
You're gonna playful punch me.
Yeah,
we'll
probably
We'll
something. No, playful punch.
Wait, is jousting a sassy thing?
Okay, Mason.
Is that what Brandon?
So
keeps
Mason,
mentioning?
look at what I'm doing. Okay, what is this and what is this?
That doesn't look like jousting.
Okay, jousting. Okay, think of what that. You understand what this is, right?
Yeah, I gotcha.
Okay, think of it this way now.
Okay, see, that's what I thought. I thought that's what you were joking about.
Okay,
but I wasn't sure.
By the way, Mason, I edited the finale of The Room.
Uh-oh.
Which, by the way, thank you guys for watching it. Where I'm very happy with all you guys loving it.
Wait,
the finale
finale's
of The Room. I know I edited it and uploaded it last week. I think it's the best episode.
It is.
And there's so much stuff I did in there. No, you're gonna love it. What I did in there, I put a lot of things in this.
I'd like to apologize to my grandma. I'd like to apologize to my grandpa. I'd like to apologize to my other grandpa.
No, Mason, let's just put it this way: I have your back.
You might be the only one. Me and Tyler absolutely did not.
But I want to say, by far, that was the finale is the best episode of the series.
Oh, I hope not.
It is. It is by far the best.
So many regrets. I've been rewatching it as we've been uploading it, and just thinking like, oh, so that's what the plot was. Oh, that's what was happening.
Not at all. We didn't. I'm telling all of our listeners and viewing audience what's going on in that video. We didn't pay attention to that at all.
We almost need like plot subtitles. Like, by the way, this is what's happening in the game. Like, oh yeah, okay.
Pretty much the whole discussion. I'm not included in the discussion. Tyler joins us for the last 3 episodes, okay? And I'm playing the game. Everyone else is having discussion. And it's probably the best stuff ever.
Absolutely. It was such a fun time, I swear to God. When we're finishing a recording and we're still all laughing and losing. Well, Tyler and I were laughing.
Yeah.
But I finished the game. No problems. I didn't need any of you guys'
I'd like to apologize to my first girlfriend.
Fuck, Mason?
I'd like to apologize to my second girlfriend. And that's
Mason.
the
Wow.
only two I've ever
The
had.
first one. Hey, Mason, how do you know the first one is not going to be the one?
What?
How do you know the first girlfriend is not going to be the one?
Because we only
I've got a
dated.
friend. I've got a friend. His first girlfriend was the one.
Because we dated for 20 minutes back in 2009.
I don't
Mason.
know if that was a date, Mason. That some people just call that a fun night. All right.
She
How do you
broke
know
up with me over Facebook.
How do you know you won't call her back, or she won't call you back and say, "Hey, let's try this again. I was stupid."
No.
How do you know?
You never know what the future entails, Mason. I mean, shit.
I really doubt it. I
Okay.
feel like I mostly know what the future entails.
I'm not gonna fight you on it because
You see this? He's a fortune teller. He knows
That
what
is
the
not
future
incorrect.
holds.
I will say this much, Mason. Again, you are so much more educated than you ever were or ever could have been without us. So to that, I will say thank you, and you're welcome. And the other portion that I will say is you're going to also do a lot of growing up during this particular Vegas trip. Mason, you want to go to the Level Up after party?
Can we get tickets for that still?
What?
Can we get tickets for that still?
I don't know. I think so.
Maybe you gotta work your connections and get us in.
I can see what I can do.
I know
knowing that we're not
won't
doing a
get tabled.
panel makes it somewhat more difficult, and I'm not doing any
Yeah.
any panels or moderating.
Just
or
say
anything.
you're part of the committee for the Arizona Voice
Let's not do that.
Committee.
Let's not do that.
Okay. I'll do it. I'll do it.
They're gonna be there, so they can easily go. No, he's not. Okay, and B, just fucking no. Fucking no. I'm gonna look. This is the. They're gonna be there. They're also gonna be over at Isekai Con. So I don't need like two different.
They're coming. That would be fun.
Uh-huh.
I'm dope. I'm excited for that. Are they doing the same competition?
Uh-huh.
I want to see that. Are you participating in it or
no.
supervising it or anything?
Hell no. The only reason it's like honestly, the main reason why I even did anything the last time we went was just because Chev was in it. And I will say this much though. There was some good talent that was there at that actually competed, but it is something that I would love to see more so out of that particular competition is as much as they put you through the steps of, like doing an audition and figuring out what it's like over inside the booth. I would love for them to actually kind of go like, all right, guys, this part is only going to be for you guys. Like, we're going to tell you guys how you can actually start looking into like some of the different practices that you need to not do. So basically kind of like what I do in my voice acting panel, I would like them to also be able to go and do, because there's so many practices that people do in amateur voice acting that is like, you're not getting the job because of that. You're not getting the job because of that. You're not getting the job because of that, or they just go to different places that, I remember going to, and it's just like, this was a waste of time. So I just wish they would kind of do a little bit more.
So, well, maybe they're just going for the entertainment factor.
No, they are doing straight up, up education. Like they are trying, and there are people that are trying to go and do some good work over there. It's mainly just I wish that they had a little bit more focus on on what kind of things to expect going into voice acting, not just, you want to give this a shot, fucking try,
Yeah.
So, yeah.
To anyone who knows what I'm talking about, I caught an original fee bass on the original Emerald game during Level Up Las Vegas voice acting thing last year.
What's a fee
I'm still
bass?
proud of that.
It's like a weird tannish Pokemon thing on Pokemon Go. It's got weird fucking lips.
I think so. It's got
Jinx?
it's got like a blue triangle.
Yeah.
But in the original Emerald, that Pokemon was almost impossible to catch.
But he caught it. Do you still
did.
have it, or did you
Took
let
3
it go?
months. I do. I evolved it into a Milotic now, which is also incredibly hard because you have to get first place in a beauty competition to evolve it in OG Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald.
It's cool
And
that
I
you
also
got
took a
beauty
nap on a bunch of
competitions.
chairs. I remember that too.
Did you run away from him, Stephan? Is that why you're trying to remember it?
I'm trying to figure out how the fuck we got here.
We were talking about Level Up in Vegas.
And
I
then
know.
also we watched Stephan run towards the car.
You guys are
we almost
never
abandoned.
you guys
we
are
almost
fucked up.
abandoned Stephan.
You guys are fucked up. That's what it
Did
was.
you abandon Stephan in Vegas?
Almost.
Almost.
It's kind of close.
I was gonna say Stephan's always the one driving. How did you abandon him?
Because I wasn't driving.
Yeah, very clear. He wasn't driving.
I wasn't driving. Ray was the only one with the car. And they couldn't fucking see me as I was running to the car on our last night of Level Up. And it just...
So people
Good
just didn't look
times.
inside. We're missing someone.
No, they
Where
knew
could
I
you
was
be?
gone. No, they knew I was gone. Okay, because so basically, I know we explained it like last year, but basically what went on was, for
Yay.
the whole voice acting competition, like again, it was going off there. There was some really good talent, and I had asked them right beforehand. I was like, "Hey guys, I competed won, my little division, and I'd love to be able to talk to these guys when it comes over to voice acting." And it was something where at the end of it, I almost had to I ran up and was like, "Give me the fucking mic, give me the fucking microphone." Okay. And finally had it. I was like, okay, I forget how I introduced myself, but I was like, guys, I've worked on this, and I started my voice acting career with this competition. It can do all this kind of stuff and da 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 da. So did that, and some people got really choked up and were great and da 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 da. Then afterwards, I had people coming up and talking to me, just going oh my god, how did you do this, and would you do this, and all that, and a few people recognized me from different stuff that I've voiced. They're like, oh my god, you are the voice for that. I'm like, yeah, here you go, and I wanted to go and talk to some people, so I wound up telling Ray, Ethan, and everyone hey guys, this is probably going to take me a little bit. You guys start heading over to the car. Okay, so they start going over to the car. I'll admit I probably talked for an additional 15 minutes. Okay, so that part
Which is the norm.
Fuck you. All right. So yeah, it's something where it's I realized I took some time there, but I was at one point I was I gotta go. So finally I'm going over to the car. Now where we had parked was in a parking lot way behind the convention center. It was fucking far. All right. So it was out over there. The slight irritation that I have with this entire thing is that earlier I did have to go over to the car and go and help Ethan with something, so I knew where the car was. Okay, so anyway, fast forward, end of the night. They are already out over there. I finally get done, and I am jogging. Now it take even at a jog at that point, and I was still relatively in shape. It still took a 10-minute jog. All right, it was fucking far. All right. I finally get over to the doggone parking lot, and I'm going over to that direction, and I see no cars, and I'm like, okay, what in the hell happened? Okay, so I'm sitting there kind of looking around, don't see anything. Finally, as I'm getting to almost the exact spot where the car was, off in the slight distance, I see Ray's car. And it's kind of out far away, and then I see it kind of coming back towards me, and I'm like, hell yeah, okay, whatever, cool. And I'm texting them hey guys, sorry that it took me so long. They fucking pass me and start going in the other direction. And then I'm sitting there at one point I'm going there's no way they didn't see me. There's no way they didn't see me. There's no way. And I get over on my phone, I'm like, hey guys, turn around. I was in the car, and I see them stop, and then they fucking go forward again. And at that point, I start trucking it. I'm just hauling ass after the car, running at a full clip and whatnot, and they still didn't see anything. I don't know why you guys finally did turn around, but they finally turn around. They're coming up, and then they're finally doing that like slow roll coming forward, and it's like your fucking lights are on me. You can tell that it's an out of shape, out of wind black guy that you may recognize wearing the same goddamn clothes as one of your friends. Okay. Finally, they pull up, and then they're sitting there like, oh, we fucking miss you. And the entire time, I'm sitting there like, and then what they decide to go and do is, as I'm getting ready to get in the car, all of a sudden, like, Ethan comes over to me. He's like, hey, dude, do you mind driving? There was so much fuck you that I felt at that moment. I kid you not. It's like, I'm out of breath. I'm winded. I'm tired. I've had such a long day on my feet. I did my panel. I was done. And for him to sit there and go like, can you drive? Because I hate driving in Vegas. Oh, fuck you. All right. It was, I could taste it. It was so goddamn bad. Anyway, we finally drove all the way back over to the apartment. I know we got over inside the hot tub, and I almost passed out in the hot tub, and then quickly went upstairs. So yeah, it was a whole goddamn thing.
There was only 3 people in the car, and all of us are blind, so it's kind of a bad combo. And I don't fully remember. I don't fully remember what happened. I think we started driving away originally because we thought we were gonna like pick up Stephan at the door, so he didn't have to run for 20 minutes to get to the parking lot or the
When was
spot.
this discussed that you'd pick him up the doors instead of I'll meet you at the car?
Because he said he was gonna stay back and talk for a little bit, and then we just casually walked. Like we took our time walking back. And I can't remember who it was, but someone was like, let's just drive over to the door. And then we started driving. Before we texted him, then we would be at the door.
Here's the bullshit that comes with that statement, though. Okay? In the time that it took you guys to start walking, juxtaposed the time that it took me to go from to do all of my talking, which again was an additional 15 minutes, then to start running to the parking lot, only to be met when you guys find when you say, oh, we decided to finally go pick him up. There was some more shit that had you guys took your fucking time. And I know Ray was also in cosplay. So I know that she probably had to go and dress down just a little bit. There was more than enough time for y'all to actually relay a message back to me saying hey, should we meet you over at the front of the place? Or are you going to hot-foot it, your skinny black ass, all the way back over to us? And y'all didn't do that. And I did finally fucking make it all the way over there, only to be almost left by my friends. All right? That's on y'all. That's on y'all.
Yeah, I'm on Stephan's side because he said meet at the car. I
don't really remember because it was over a year ago.
You guys made the assumption to pick him up.
I don't remember if Ray
but yet you didn't tell him.
Text you and then forgot to send it or something. I really don't remember. I just remember we were gonna go pick you up, and I thought Ray or Ethan had texted you. I don't fully remember. And then we did flat out miss you the first time. We just flat out didn't see you.
And the second time
y'all just did it for shits and giggles.
I was not at the wheel.
Yeah, why didn't Mason drive back, huh?
I don't know. I was not at the wheel for any of that. If it was up to me, I would have just stayed in the car. Heck, slept in it.
Does Ray think you're a child and you don't have a driver's license?
I'm sure everyone on CB does.
I've seen you drive.
You have?
But of course you're driving the same vehicle I had at 16, so... Well, it was almost okay. It was a 90's Mercury Sable, which is a little bit different. You have a Ford. They're the same. Every car had the same body style. Hashtag 90's.
Let's bring the 90's back, and let's bring back the Ford Taurus.
But, Mason, when I say we're going to meet you at the car, I'm going to wait.
I would too, yeah.
And if you're taking a long time, I said, Mason, where are you at?
I'd be in the car still.
Mason, where you at?
In
Mason.
the car. Yeah. in the car.
Did you forget where the car was? We're in the itchy lot.
Yes, I did.
Okay, you want me to meet you somewhere?
No, because I'll get more lost. Just
Okay.
stay where you are.
See, breakdown of communication.
I clearly remember. I thought there was some sort of like text delay or something because I remember. I think it was Ethan
was the
saying
90s, there was text, or early 2000s there was a text delay. Not in 20s or
well,
the 1800s.
it's Facebook Messenger, with the dumb con data blocking whatever. But I remember Ethan saying, "I texted Stephan, we're gonna meet him at the front door," and then we started driving, and then Stephan texted back, "No, I'll meet you there," or something. And again, this was a while ago, so I don't fully remember. So then we turned around and we missed him. And then we went around looking for you and couldn't find you, even though we should have just stopped. And then I do remember finally seeing Stephan and him winded, and then thinking, like, why is he driving?
Wasn't driving.
He didn't even stick up for you.
Wasn't driving.
Well,
was haul assing towards the vehicle.
No, like when you did get in the car and you started driving back. When you drove us home. I do remember thinking, like, kind of weird Stephan would drive, but whatever.
Again, I realized that under the circumstances, yeah, it was kind of like a thing to do. But it's also one of those where, like, I mean,
I'm sorry.
I'm incredibly comfortable driving in irritating city traffic and all that kind of stuff. So
but not after a marathon.
Still, I'll still do it. I don't give a damn.
Look, Stephan, I'm sorry. Okay, I am sorry.
You should be. Cry.
Yeah, you could drive your vehicle home, drop off the guys, and then you can drive my vehicle back to the room.
That's a thought. Well,
not gonna happen.
That basically kind of gets us over towards our time for this particular podcast. With that, I will say I have not checked the poll from the last episode. That is exclusively for the Spotify listeners. That poll is still going to be underneath the podcast episode, so it'll be last week's and it will be this week's because I have it going basically until next Wednesday, I believe.
What's the poll?
Whether we should make the Isekai Con episode like an actual episode that we release, or just, hey, we do it there. Some people have told me face to face that they would like it released as an episode. Other ones are actually going to try to be there. So we'll see how that goes. I don't have a date for you guys yet because the con is still working on that. But I will tell you right now that it is so far the conversation I've had with the planning director is it's going to be an 18 plus panel. So if you're below the age of 18 and listening to this podcast, why? But
I'm not going to be able to make it to that episode.
Quit playing. But the other part of that is that does mean it's most likely going to be after 10 o'clock. So, I know, dude. I know. Brandon,
I'm gonna be after stacked on so many energy drinks.
Brandon, I know. When they told me, and I was all like, "You realize half of our crew claims to be old people."
No, it's only me that claims to be old people.
I'm joining
you now.
I'm joining you too, because honestly, it was like, all right, cool. They said 10 o'clock. I'm like, dude, anything like before 8:30 is golden. Anything after 8:30, and I'm gonna be a corpse on stage.
And Tyler, don't forget Tyler.
Yeah.
There's gonna be even less of a filter on my mouth.
I told you. That's again where I had mentioned, like, hey, we can do family friendly, and they were like, no, keep it the way it is. I'm like, are you guys sure? Because we could not. And now I'm sitting here going, like, at that, there's not a chance that we're going to be family friendly. There's going to be a high chance I will be altered. All right. So
Do we need to get an Airbnb for Isekai and another one with another hot tub?
I hadn't necessarily thought about that. I was already planning on getting a hotel, but I mean,
Hotel.
crap, man.
It's in Salt Lake again, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, look, you guys could easily basically go home
I know
for
you
that.
need one.
But yeah, like I am planning on getting a hotel because
I
yeah,
can tell you, 10 o'clock at night.
yeah, it's dude. I did tell him that it's not going to be Friday night because you had your thing for Friday, so odds are it's going to be Saturday night.
Well, if
We might all need to sleep at your hotel because if it's going to be after 10, I don't think the tracks will be running, which is usually what I do for Fan X.
I got you, Mason.
Yay! We can have a big sleepover.
well, if it's 10 o'clock, I could probably make it on Friday. I didn't know it'd be a late thing.
Again, we will
We'll
figure.
just-
We
we'll just
will
skip
figure
it,
this
yeah.
all out. But yeah, so that's a thing. But anyway, if you guys do want that, make sure to go and hit that poll. Of course, we would love to be able to see as many people there as possible. So if you are interested, please go and do it. Part of me had thought about trying to go and live stream the thing. I don't want to do that. I really don't. So
I don't want to deal with it.
yeah, it's like I will at least make sure that it is recorded just in case, and then maybe we'll upload it. Maybe we won't. We'll see how it goes. But of course, we want to see as many people there because we're going to be doing that. I've got my panel over on voice acting, and then I know Kawaii Cast should have a panel as well. So we're gonna have
For Isekai?
yeah, we're gonna have a
Wow.
lot of fun for Isekai. That will kind of be our first foray with getting back into the whole con space as Cracked Brain. And I'm figuring out what that's going to mean. We might do something over at FanX because I do have that open to us. So maybe we'll wind up going and doing that as well. And then if there are cons that you guys want us to get out to, feel free to go and let us know for next year. Not this year, next year. Okay.
That's
so
in 24.
24. There we go.
You're the dragon.
Is it the Year of the Dragon?
Yeah,
I'm
it
pretty
is.
sure.
It is. I'm reminded because that is my particular Chinese zodiac year.
Of course, you're the dragon.
Not happy. Not happy about that. Not happy about this year. So, yeah.
Of course, you're the dragon. This is the year of the kitty cat if you're Vietnamese.
So,
I love kitty cats.
any
Rabbits are just
any
okay.
closing statements from y'all?
I'm glad we recorded. I miss our friendship. I felt like dying before we recorded because I was so tired. Now I'm all hopped up on Diet
Mountain
Coke
Dew?
and jelly beans.
No, you're drinking Mountain Dew, not Diet Coke.
No, it's actually, yeah, you're right. It is Mountain Dew.
No, the bottle you're drinking out of.
This is
Mountain
water.
Dew.
This is water.
No, that's Mountain Dew.
And this one is lemon juice with honey. And then this is, I think it's called the Second Wife, which is like a Mountain Dew strawberry puree mix.
He's already got a second wife. What's this kid?
I don't have a girlfriend, so Second Wife is quite the leap.
That could change. That could change. That could change as soon
Vegas.
as Vegas.
We're gonna get you eloped in Vegas.
Got
You
a
mean
Vegas girlfriend? That sounds like a
eloped?
good idea. What?
Hashtag
Eloped.
bring back the 90s.
Don't fucking start. So with that, we are done for this week. Make sure you go and check out our videos over on Sunday as far as the room, and we've got some other ones planned up soon. And make sure you go and check us out over at Con. So until then, we will talk to y'all later.
Goodbye, friends.
Hashtag bring back the 90s.
They don't need to. They don't need to.